Hello. Parkinson's disease is a chronic and progressive disorder of the nervous system. It can affect the patient's speech, their movement, their equilibrium, their facial expressions, and even their mental health. Unfortunately, there is no known cure for Parkinson's disease. However, there are certain measures that can be taken to alleviate some of these symptoms, such as medication, physical therapy, speech therapy, and in extreme cases, brain surgery. My grandfather was actually affected by Parkinson's disease, and we lost him to it in April of 2010. However, I always feel as if we lost him slightly earlier than that, when the dementia began to sink in. We began to forget our names, important dates, important places, anything that was important to him really before Parkinson's. However, there was one time I recall I played one of his favorite songs, September by Earth, Wind and Fire, when he was in the nursing home. He was usually withdrawn, quiet, immobile. However, when I played that song, he tapped his foot, bobbed his head, and hummed along to the tune. He was so surprised and overjoyed. I later did some research and found that many therapists use music to help with the patient's movement, their communication, and dementia through music therapy. Today, I would like to discuss with you the positive effects of music therapy on patients with Parkinson's disease in their movement, speech, and in their dementia. To begin, music therapy improves the movement of someone with Parkinson's disease. People with Parkinson's usually experience rigid muscles, slow movements, or sometimes they're rendered completely immobile. Rhythmic patterns in music can help redefine their motor functions. Suryo Hazard, in his article, Music Therapy and Parkinson's Disease, from the journal Voices, a World Forum for Music Therapy 8.3, written in 2008, states that rhythmic auditory stimulation, which is the use of rhythmic patterns for assisting in motor function, restores a sense of normalcy to the patient's walk and their gait. Through trial and error, the therapist is able to develop an individualized plan of music for a patient. The use of RAS can help restore a patient's sense of confidence in their movement by having the patients use the rhythm of the music as a guide to their own movements. Secondly, music therapy can help with the patient's speech. Usually, people with Parkinson's have a slurred speech, are hesitant, or soft speech. This is usually due to poor breath support or decreased muscle function from Parkinson's disease. Some therapists have their patients sing. In Oliver Sacks' book, Musicophilia, Tales of Music in the Brain, published by New York's Random House in 2007, he noticed that some patients could scarcely utter a syllable. However, when they sung with great force, confidence, articulation, and clarity. They were able to generate syllables and breath support. Carolyn Dobson noted in her article, Neurologic Music Therapy Group helps people with Parkinson's disease, from What You Should Know About Early Onset Parkinson's Disease, published by Neurologic Music Therapy Group online in 2015, said that some therapists have their patients tap out the rhythm of their own speech so they can gain a sense of what's articulate in their own speech. To conclude with that thought, music therapy can help restore a patient's articulation and clarity of speech through singing exercises and rhythmic dictation of speech. Finally, music therapy can assist in the patient's dementia. Musical memory has been shown to last longer than regular memory. There's a story about a violinist who experienced dementia, who had no grasp of short-term or long-term memory. However, he was able to remember songs learned on the violin years and years before. If a therapist gave him a new sheet of music, he was able to look at it, read it, memorize it, and play it perfectly on command. This is showing the strength of musical memory. It is also shown that music therapy can increase or improve the mood, the behavior, and the cognitive function of patients with dementia. Music therapy has the great capability of reaching those with dementia in ways that people cannot, retrieving lost memories and emotion, and improves the patient's mood and behavior. Actually, therapists use music therapy as a tool to establish a connection between themselves and the usually withdrawn patients. To conclude, there is no cure for Parkinson's. However, music therapy seems to be a ray of hope for these patients, sending the motionless into motion once again, the speechless into song once again, and sending those who seem forever lost to us back through music. I hope that I was able to articulate the positive effects of music therapy on Parkinson's patients. And there is certain ways that you can participate in this. You're going to a nursing home, playing a few songs with them, playing on the piano if you play an instrument, play your own instrument, any way that can get these patients active in the musical world. Thank you.